Hello everyone, this is Aditya and today we'll do a one shot of Engineering Mathematics 1 and we will do all the concepts and questions which are required for midterm examinations. And I'm really sorry, I had said that I would upload the video yesterday only, but I could not make it because of my health issues. I was not well since many days, and so I'm recording today. So I hope you all understand it, and please do support my channel. Please subscribe, like, share and subscribe. And I will try to speak in English most of the time because or maybe I will be bilingual so that everyone can understand the language, right? Since there are many people from South India also, and some are, and many are from North India, so I will try to be bilingual so everyone can understand it. So here are series of questions which we'll discuss. It is the functions of single variable, and then we will have functions in several variables. We have lots of questions, so we will discuss not all of them, we will discuss most of them, but not all. We will discuss the important ones. So let's see which one is important for us. Let me change the color of the pen to yellow so that it is easier for me to mark. Okay. So we see the first question: verify Rolle's theorem for the following functions, like this, and this is a very simple type of question. You all can do it, right? Now let's see the second type of question. Use Rolle's theorem to prove that this equation. Let's do the second one, and then you will try the third one on your own, right? I am doing the second one, right? Okay, so let's do the second one. So what is the function? We are given that f at x is equal to x is 5x cube minus 2x square, 5x cube minus, let me see, minus 2x square. What is the next term? Plus x minus 6. So what the question states, it states that you use Rolle's theorem to prove that the equation cannot have more than one real root. Okay. So let's just assume that it has two real roots, alpha and beta, right? Let's assume it, right? It means we are assuming that there are more than one real root, right? So it means since it is a polynomial, since fx is a polynomial, which means it is continuous in the domain alpha to beta, in the closed domain, and it is differentiable in the open alpha to beta, right? Is it correct? Yeah, it makes sense. And you also know that f at alpha will be equal to f at beta will be equal to 0. And what is this? This is the condition for Rolle's theorem, right? So there must exist a c such that f dash c is equal to 0, right? So let's see the expression. The expression is, let me change the color of the pen to this, right? So we have f at x is equal to 5x cube minus 2x square, 2x square plus x minus 6. ये हम लोग को दे रखा है, right? We all know it. So what we will do, we will now differentiate the expression, and what we get, f dash at x is equal to 15x square minus 4x plus 1, and now substitute c. F dash at c is equal to 15c square minus 4c plus 1, and it must be equal to 0. But notice that the discriminant of this expression, or this quadratic, is minus 4 whole square minus 4 into 15 into 1, which is less than 0, which means that the discriminant is less than 0, which means that c won't have any real value, right? So it means there exists no c between, there exists, and that c does not belong to alpha to beta, right? Means there exists no such c, right? So it means that there can be either 0 or 1 real root, right? Since we had assumed that there are 2 or more real roots, and we got a contradiction, which means there can be either 0 or 1 real root. So how do we check for 1 real root? Well, the function was fx is equal to 5x cube minus 2x square plus x minus 6, right? This was the expression, I guess. Yeah. So now put f at 1, you get f at 0, you get negative 6, right? You put f at 2, suppose, you get 5 into 8 minus 2 into 4 plus 2 minus 6, and it is obviously greater than 0, which means f at 0 is less than 0 and f at 2 is greater than 0, which means there must exist a point such that the function will go like this. For some value it will be negative and for some value it will be positive. It means there will exist a point, मतलब एक ऐसा point exist करेगा जहां पर ये function कहीं ना कहीं x axis को cut करेगा, right, in the real domain, right? Hence there exists one real root, right? Okay, now move on to the next question. Sorry, you will do the third one on your own. Prove that between any two real roots of this there exists at least one. Yeah, it is simply the Rolle's theorem. In this, what you will do is you can you will take a domain. For example, it will be from, you can take from negative pi by 2 to pi by 2. In that you can apply the Rolle's theorem. The fourth one, you try it on your own. If you don't get the answer, you can comment me, right? And I will try to make a separate video for it, or I will explain it later. And let me see if I get a similar question. Prove that between two real roots of this there exists at least. Actually, let's do the fifth one. I will do the fifth one and you will try the fourth one, right? So the what is the function? Function is e to the power x into sine x plus 1, and we have to prove that there exists at least one real root of tan x plus 1. Okay, let's see. So we are doing the fifth question now, and what does it state? Let me change the color of the pen, and let's see, let's keep it as white. So we are given f at x is equal to e to the power x into sine x plus 1. We are given this expression. So now what we are given that between any true that between this there exists at least one real root tan x plus 1. Okay. Okay. So what you can do is you can you see that if you go from you can take the domain as 0 to pi. It's totally upon you, whatever domain you want you can take, right? So notice that e to the power x into sine x, e to the power x is a continuous function, sine x is a continuous function, so their product is also a continuous function, right? E to the power x is differentiable, sine x is also differentiable, so their product is also differentiable, which means it is both continuous and differentiable, and f at 0 is equal to f at pi is equal to 1, which means we can apply the Rolle's theorem and you get f dash x is equal to, what is the expression, e to the power x sine x plus e to the power x tan x, sorry, e to the power x cos x, right? And substitute c, you get e to the power c into sine of c plus e to the power c into tan into cos of c. It is cos of c is equal to 0, which means tan c plus 1 is equal to 0. So you get that c is equal to negative, you get c is equal to 3 pi by 4, and it is and it lies between 0 to pi, right? Is it correct? Yeah. Which means that the question, there is at least one real root, so there is a real root of 3 pi by 2, hence, so we have got the answer. That is the key. Okay, now moving on to the next question. If I'm continuous, then prove that there is, you will do it on your own. It is a simple question. If you all are not able to do it, then you can comment me. I will guide how to do. Let f and g a function continuous. This is also like that. Let's move on to some sort of question which are probable to come, right? For example, we can try doing it and what we can do is you can do ninth first question, right? Let's do the first question of wait, let me change the color. You can do this one, and we are going to do this, and let's see. I think there is some sort of noise over here, don't worry. And let's see the ninth first question, and it is x minus 1 upon x is less than equal to what expression? Log of x. It is log of x. It is less than x minus 1 for x greater than 1. Okay, less than x minus 1 for x greater than 1. Okay, let's do it. Okay, so what we get is that you can assume the middle function as log x, right? And now what you can do is you can simply use the LMVT, Lagrange mean value theorem. You all know it, right? You know the Rolle's theorem. Well, we will discuss it. Okay, let's see first of all Rolle's theorem. What is it? Rolle's theorem. It states that if a function is continuous, well, I discussed this thing, right? Now the Lagrange theorem, you all know it. You all can refer to my previous lectures, and I will here just give a brief outlook that what is it actually. So you all can refer my previous videos, and it is just 25 minutes. You all can refer it, because if I will explain the concept, means I will give a brief intro over here, means just not going much deeper into it. But if you want to understand it deeply, you can check out my previous videos. I will just here show how we apply the things, right? Because we have very less time, and we have to cover lots of things, right? So I hope you understand it. So now you use the Lagrange mean value theorem. Fx is equal to f at a plus h into f dash of a plus theta h, and you get f at x is equal to f at 1 plus x minus 1 into, what is the derivative of log x? It is simply 1 upon x, and we substitute 1 plus theta into x minus 1, right? I hope you understand it. How did I get it? Let's see once again. Fx is equal to log x, which means f dash x is equal to 1 upon x. We substitute x as a plus theta h, right? I just did that. What is f at 1? F at 1 is log of 1, and what is log of 1? It is simply 0. So we get 0 plus x minus 1 by 1 plus theta into x minus 1, and you get f at x is equal to x minus 1 by 1 plus theta x minus 1 is equal to log of x, right? अच्छा, okay. तो अब क्या करना है? Let's see. Well, put theta as 0, and since when you put theta as 0, you get the minimum denominator, which means you are getting the maximum value of log x. So you get log of x is less than, when you substitute this, you get x minus 1. And when you substitute theta as 1, you get the minimum value, because you get the maximum denominator. So this expression will be greater than x minus 1 by x, right? Substitute, this is the condition when you put theta as 1, and this is the condition when you put theta as 0, right? For x greater than 1, hence proved, right? Okay, let's move on to the next question, and let's see that if there is some sort of nice question. You all can practice this, and oh, let's do it using Taylor's theorem, right? E to the power x is greater than, let's do a question on Taylor's also. Ninth, what was that? Ninth second or third? Let me see it. It was ninth second part actually, right? Let's see. Ninth second part, let me change the color of the pen, and let me take it as like this, right? F at x is equal to e to the power x, right? I have assumed it. Okay, now what? Oh, what's the issue? Sorry, there's some issue. Okay, yeah, now it's, so f at x is equal to e to the power x. I'd assumed this, right? Ignore this expression. So what I get, fx is equal to e to the power x. So what we are going to do now, we will write its Taylor expression. What we get, f dash at x is equal to e to the power x, f double dash of e to the power x, of x is equal to e to the power x, right? You all know it. And since it is still x square only, which means we have to go till h square term, right? So you write f at x is equal to f at a plus h into f dash of a plus h square by 2 factorial into double dash of a plus theta h, right? If you don't know Taylor series, you can watch my previous videos. Here I'm just telling the formula, right? And its application. So e to the power x is equal to, you substitute a as 0, since x is belonging from 0 to x, right? As per the question. So you get e to the power 0 plus x minus 0, that is x only, into e to the power 0 plus h, that is the x square by 2 factorial, into e to the power theta x, right? So you get e to the power x is equal to 1 plus x square by 2 factorial into e to the power theta x. Just put theta as 0 and notice that theta is from 0 to 1, right? And see that 0 is not in the domain of theta also. So we are forcefully setting a value of theta less than its domain even. So that is why we will get a expression that will be less than that term, right? So you get e to the power x is greater than 1 plus x square by 2, right? You get this. In fact, you can put equal to also, it don't matter, right? Hence proved, right? Now let's see the next question. This you will do on your own. We have done this one. This you will do on your own. This one also. It is a simple sort of thing. Let's do this one. This might be important. Oh, let me change this thing first of all. I need some more pages. So let me change it. Yeah, now I think it will work. Yeah. Now we are going to do which question number was that? It is already a 16-minute video and still we are on several single variables. I need to complete the lecture within 1 or 1.5 hours because that will only help. In the end, I will tell all the concepts also. That is no issue. But first of all, you have to do question practice because I think that you all must have watched the lectures so that there will be no issue, right? Hello, I'm really sorry there was some disturbance and now it's everything fine. So I'm going to discuss the 10th question now. And what is the question? It states that we have to prove this expression that root 28, it lies between 3 plus 1 by 28 and 3 plus 1 by 27. Okay, we need to prove it. So how we will prove it, right? Sorry, it is the cube root. Sorry. It is the cube root of this quantity. Okay, let's see. So we can take a function f at x is equal to cube root of x. So we are using cube root of x. So what you can do is you can apply LMVT again and you get f dash at x, and yeah, you can assume a as 27 since we are given 3 plus some quantity, which means 3 is the cube root of 27. So you will assume a as 27. It will be easier for evaluation, right? And it will give accurate result also. That is the key. F at a plus h into f dash of a plus theta h, right? Sorry, it is this is f only, right? And you get f at 27 plus what is you are evaluating at 28, so you get 20 b minus a, that is h is equal to b minus a, and we substitute b as 28 and a as 27. What is the derivative of this quantity? You will get let's see, it will 27 plus theta into 27 minus 1 is still 1, right? 28 minus 7, sorry, 28 minus 27 is 1, right? So that is the key, and you substitute over a cube root of 27 plus what is the derivative of cube root of this expression? You get 1 by 3 of the quantity x to the power 2 by 3 evaluated at x is equal to 27 plus theta, right? Okay, you get 3 plus 1 upon 3 into 27 plus theta to the power 2 by 3, right? This is the expression, and this is equal to the cube root of 28, right? Okay, now put theta as 0. When you put theta as 0, what you get? You get the minimum denominator, and since you are getting the minimum denominator, you will get the maximum value of cube root of 28. And notice that if you put theta as 20 at 0, you get 27 raised by 2 by 3, which is equal to 9, right? And right, so you get cube root of 28 is less than 3 plus 1 upon 3 into 9, that is 27, right? Oh, 27, right? So you have proved the first expression. Now put theta as 1. What do you get? You get 3 plus sorry, there was some issue. 3 plus, let me change it if it is changeable. Yeah, 3 plus 1 by what is 27 plus 1, it will be 3 into 28 raised to the 2 by 3, right? And now we have to check what, according to the question, it is stated that we have to check for 3 plus 1 by 28. So either you can evaluate using a calculator or whatever you want, but you know that it will be smaller than cube root of 28, right? When theta is equal to 1. When you substitute theta as 1, you get the maximum value of the expression. And when you put theta as 1, you get the maximum denominator, so you get the minimum value, right? So now we have to check, compare 3 plus 1 by 3 into 28 to the power 2 by 3. 2 by 3. And we have to check if it's greater than 3 plus 1 by 28 or not. If it will be greater than, then it will be very easy task, right? So you can just cancel this expression and you get 1 by 3 is less than 28 to the power 2 by 3 by 28, which means 28 is greater than 3 into 28 to the power 2 by 3, right? Is it correct? And you bring it, you get 28 cube root is less than 23, which means cube root of 28 is less than cube root of 27. I hope you all know this basic maths, right? So it means this is the correct expression, so this is correct, which means 3 plus 1 by 3 into 28 to the power 2 by 3 is less than 3 plus 1 by cube root of 28, and this expression is less than 3 plus 1 by 28, which means 3 plus 1 by 28 is less than 3 cube root of 28 and is less than 3, and this expression is less than 3 plus 1 by 27. And you get this, right? I hope you understood this question, right? And now moving on to the next question. This is still similar kind of question. You all can do this one. You all can solve this using Taylor's. I have told how to use the Taylor series. You all know it. You know the expression. If you have to evaluate, you just use the Taylor's theorem and just put 1.1. Okay. So I hope you all can do this sheet now. And if you have any doubt, you can comment me in the section, right? In the comment section, right? So now moving on to the next part of the video, that is functions in several variables. So how do we evaluate such kind of problems? So you all know epsilon delta method and all. I will make you all practice those type of questions and somewhat like that. And then what we will do is so what I was saying that we will start with functions several variables, and in this we will discuss all the important topics related to whatever can come in that, like in the single variable I'll discuss the Rolle's theorem, the Lagrange mean value theorem, which was very important, and then we discuss Taylor's theorem, which is also very important. That is the basic building blocks of that chapter, right? Most of the things are discussed and rest is your practice, how you do it, right? And if you have any doubt, you can comment me in the okay? And now let's see this question, right? So function several variables, right? You all know this. You all can refer my previous lectures also for that. And some topics I could not cover in my those lecture, and I will cover it over here, right? So I hope you all will understand everything. So let's get started now with the first question. Show that the limit do not exist. We have to show that the limits does not exist. So to show that the limit does not exist, you have to choose two paths such that from both the paths you get different limits, right? For example, limit as x comma y tends to 0 comma 0 of the quantity 2xy by x square plus y square. Suppose I use y is equal to mx path, right? And this indeed is composed of infinitely many paths, because you change the arbitrary, since m is an arbitrary variable, so you can vary it according to your choices. So you get infinite paths that will pass through origin, right? And notice that this satisfies 0 is equal to 0, means at y is equal to 0 and x is equal to 0, this expression is satisfying, this path is correct. So you just substitute this, you get limit as x comma y tends towards 0 comma 0 of 2m x square by x square plus m square x square, and is 2m by 1 plus m square. Notice that it is dependent upon the arbitrary variable m, so it is a path dependent limit, so the limit does not exist. Limit does not exist, right? And now let's see the second question. The second question you substitute, you will do on your own. Just substitute that x is equal to y cube. Use this path and you will get the answer. And in this question, how you will do? You will use this kind of new type of question, in that you can use y is equal to, let me change the ink, and y is equal to x minus mx to the power 3, right? You will use this expression, you will get this thing, right? So now moving on to the next slide. Now these are some of the important questions. So we have to show that the functions are continuous. You will do this question on your own and this one on your own. I will discuss this one and this one, right? So let's do the second part. And second part, it states, and what you have to show that for showing the continuity, you all know the condition that the limit at f at x naught comma y naught should be defined, and what is the first condition? That that function should be defined at fx naught comma y naught, and the limit should be defined at x naught comma y naught, and limit as f of x comma y tends towards x naught comma y naught, it should be equal to fx naught comma y naught. I hope you all know this. If you don't know, you can refer to my previous lectures, right? Because if time permits, I will tell everything in the end, else you all can refer my previous lectures. It will just take 1 or 2 hours at max after lecture or after these question practice, right? So now let's do that. F at x comma y is equal to so we are given that fxy is equal to xy by root x square plus y square, right? So we have to check for the continuity, which means that limit as x comma y tending towards 0 comma 0 of this fx comma y should be equal to f at 0 comma 0, and that is given as 0. So we have to check whether this limit is a true limit, is a valid limit or not. So how do we check it? Let's see. I hope that I need one more slide over here. Let me introduce one. Yeah, now it will work. Let me change it now. Yeah. So you get that limit as x comma y tends to 0 comma 0, not this. Now you will use the epsilon delta approach. Epsilon delta approach or method, whatever you wanna say. You get at fx comma y minus limit is less than epsilon. What is the limit? Limit is 0. And what is the function? Xy by root x square plus y square is less than epsilon. And notice that since x minus y whole square is always greater than or equal to 0, since it is the positive value, which means x square plus y square minus 2xy is always greater than or equal to 0, which means x square plus y square is greater than or equal to 2xy, right? You understand it or not? Yeah, it is correct. And xy, 2xy is indeed greater than xy, right? Is greater than xy. So x square plus y square is strictly, not strictly, it can be x and y, right? So you can use this expression. You get xy by root x square plus y square is less than x square plus y square by root x square plus y square, which is equal to root x square plus y square is less than epsilon, right? And you know from the delta definition, x square plus y square must be less than delta, which means epsilon is equal to delta. So is this the only approach? No, there is one more. This is circular neighborhood, right? Let's use the square one. Mod x greater than delta, which means mod x whole square less than delta square. Mod y less than delta, which means mod y whole square less than delta square, which is mod x square plus mod y square less than 2 delta square. Take the under root, you get this expression, and you get delta root 2 is equal to epsilon, right? अरे भाई इधर था ना, ये वाला एक्सप्रेशन तो रहेगा ना, तो इसलिए ये वाला एक्सप्रेशन, ये तो एप्सिलॉन था ना, तो एप्सिलॉन इज इक्वल टू रूट 2 डेल्टा स्क्वायर बनेगा, बस वही चीज है. And I hope you all can apply this concept for sine also. So I don't think so that I need to do this one also. You will apply the limit, you will get the limit as 0, and then you apply this expression that mod of x sine 1 by y plus y sine 1 by x is less than is strictly you will apply the triangle inequality 1 by y plus y sine 1 by x, and what you will get, it will be less than mod x plus mod y since, and it will be less than epsilon since sine maximum is 1 and sine again is 1. So you will get and what you get, mod x is less than delta and you know mod y is less than delta, you add them, you get 2 delta is equal to epsilon, right? Just solve it, you will understand it on your own. I have made lectures on it, you can watch it, but this is a one shot, so I will try to be a bit fast and bit concise, right? So, and again, this is here you have to show that limit does not exist, so you have to show that either the limit is different at that point or the limit does not exist. That is the thing. For here you will take for this one, you will assume the function as y is equal to x minus mx to the power 4, right? That is the key. Okay. Now we will move to the some questions of partial derivative. I had introduced partial derivative in previous lecture, but I could not do the questions. So now this is our opportunity to do the questions. So let's start with this first part, right? Or yeah, let's do the first part. So let's do it, and I need some more space, so I need to change this one. So let me see. Yeah, now it will work. Yeah, let me change the color of the pen to suppose this color, and now let's see. Fifth, we should do first one or second one. Second one we will be able to learn two concepts. So let's do fifth second part. It will be more beneficial. Let me see, is my device charged? Yeah, it is charged. Yeah, so the question states that f at xy is equal to root xy. F at xy is equal to root xy, and you are given that, and you are asked that find del 2f by del x square plus del 2f by del y square. Del 2f by del x square plus del 2f by del y square is equal to what? Okay, let's do it. So partial derivative क्या होता है? What is partial derivative? The partial derivative states that you will assume a variable. For example, there are two variables, and two are for example, there are two variables x and y. So while differentiating with respect to x, you will assume y as constant, and while differentiating with respect to y, you will assume x as a constant. This is called a partial derivative, and for geometric interpretation, you can watch my last lecture, that is lecture 7. I had gave the brief idea, and let's do now. I had given the definition and everything, so you all can watch it. So what you get is that since f is equal to root xy, what you get is that you can write it as f is equal to root xy, and you get del f by del x is equal to simply 1 by 2 root y by x, right? Can you write it like this? Yeah. And del 2 f by del x square is equal to, again you will bring root as root in front, and you get negative 1 by 4 root y by x cube, right? Or simply negative 4 by y by x cube, right? And similarly del 2 f by del y square, and I hope if there is any calculation error, you all will let me know in the comment section, since I'm not well also, and now, and the thing is that I'm too much there's too much the schedule is too much hectic, so that is why there might be chances of mistakes. So please try to avoid those mistakes, and if you find any, then please let me know in the comment section, else please try to खुद से सही कर लीजिएगा if you find. So by symmetricity you will get this expression x by y cube, and simply just add them. Del 2 f by del x square plus del 2 f by del y2 is equal to negative 1 by 4. You get root x by y cube plus y by x cube, and that is the thing, right? And you can eventually just solve it further, and you get
at whatever points you want. Okay, now what is the next question? Now you can try this one easily, and this we have done. And now what is this? Z is equal to this quantity and this is equal to Z. Okay, so it is simple actually. What we are given that let me write it so that, so if you are solving this question, let me erase this one. So if you are solving, you know, the Z is equal to U cube plus V cube. Either you can apply, you can do it using the chain rule. What is the chain rule? Let me tell you. For example, what is the chain rule? Chain rule, it states that del f by del x is equal to del f by del g1 dot g del g1 by del x plus dot till del f by del gn dot del g n by del x. But you don't need to use it many other times, it will work like that. So what you will do is either you can apply over a chain rule or simply substitute the value of u and v and simply apply the theorem. It will work. So either you will write it as sine cube of xy plus y to the power 6. This is the expression. Now you can simply find del y, del z by del x and del z by del y, right? You can find it. This is also a very simple question. Just apply the concept and you get. Del xy, I told the definition before. Del xy, del z xy is del 2z by del x del y. That is del by del x of del z by del y, right? That is the thing. You can find it. Theta is equal to this you will do, and let's see some sort of, yeah, this fifth question and sixth subpart. Yeah, let's do this one. This one is interesting. Let's see how do we do this. And there's something interesting over here that in the C part, this you will do on your own, and because it is somewhat concept building question, and I hope you all will be able to do it, or else I will discuss it. Yeah, I will discuss, that is better. So let's start with the question and let's see how do we do it. Maybe if I need more space, yeah, I will need. So let me just introduce this to the next slide, or the next slide even, so it will be better for the viewers and me both who all are watching it. So now let's start with let's do, yeah. The question states, what is the question? U is equal to log of this quantity, right? Okay. So see that sixth part, I guess it is sixth, no? You get u is equal to log of x cube plus y cube plus z cube minus 3xyz. अब हम लोग से कहा गया है that u is equal to this quantity and find ux plus uy plus uz. Okay, so ux plus uy plus uz, how do we solve it? Let's see. Now notice that you can write this expression as u is equal to, you know, the identity, u is equal to log of x plus y plus z into x square plus y square plus z square minus, or simply you don't need to apply right now, right? We will apply it later. Just simplify del u by del x. What you get? Upon x cube plus y cube plus z cube minus 3xyz, and you get over here 3x square minus 3yz. And similarly from the pattern, del u by del y is equal to ux, you all know by definition it is equal to 3y square minus 3xz by x cube plus y cube plus z cube minus 3xyz. And del u by del z is equal to 3z square minus 3xy by this x cube plus y cube plus z cube minus 3xyz, and simply add them all, you get 3 into x square plus y square plus z square minus 3 into xy minus plus yz minus plus xz upon x plus y plus z. Notice that you can factor this expression. Plus y square plus z square minus xy minus yz minus xz. अरे भाई कैसे हो रहा है यहाँ पर, ये एक्स क्यूब प्लस वाई क्यूब प्लस जेड क्यूब माइनस 3x वाई जेड इज इक्वल टू, आप लोगों को पता है ना, एक्स प्लस वाई प्लस जेड इंटू एक्स स्क्वायर प्लस वाई स्क्वायर प्लस जेड स्क्वायर माइनस वाई जेड माइनस एक्स जेड होता है। राइट, इज इट करेक्ट? आप लोग शायद पता होगा, एंड नहीं पता तब भी जान लीजिए। सो व्हाट यू कैन डू इज यू कैन टेक कॉमन एज 3, यू कैन टेक 3 एज कॉमन, यू गेट एक्स स्क्वायर प्लस वाई स्क्वायर प्लस जेड स्क्वायर माइनस एक्स वाई माइनस वाई जेड माइनस एक्स जेड बाय एक्स प्लस वाई प्लस जेड into the quantity x square plus y square plus this stuff, right? And notice that this and this cancel, and you get simply ux plus uy plus uz is equal to 3 by x plus y plus z, right? Does it make any sense? Yeah, it is correct. Okay, now before moving on to the next question, what is the next question? Let's see. The next question, it is states, where's the question? The question is over here. This expression is your question. So you get, okay, let's move on to the C part of this question, because that is much easier than the second part, because first and A and C are related. So what is del by del x plus del by del y plus del by del z whole square into u? It can be written as del by del x plus del by del y plus del by del z plus del by del x plus del by del y plus del by del z into u, right? You can write it as del by del x plus del by del u plus del by del z of the quantity, yeah, that is fine. Del u by del x plus del u by del y plus del u by del z. You can write it like this, and you get del by del x plus del by del y plus del by del z of the quantity ux plus uy plus uz. ये मिलेगा, and you have proved it right now. Del by del x plus del by del y plus del by del z of the quantity 3 by x plus y plus z. अब इसे अंदर लेके जाइए, 3 into this quantity del by del x of 1 by x plus y plus z plus del by del y of 1 by x plus y plus z plus del by del z of 1 by x plus y plus z, right? वो है, समझ आइएगा थोड़ा सा, and you can just use the question rule now, or simply a simple rule, minus 1 by x plus y plus z ka whole square, right? What is the question? What do we needed to prove? Okay, and it is simply equal to this expression of negative 9. Okay, so we need to prove this expression. So how do we solve it? Where's the question? Yeah, wait, and simply you will get over here also negative 1 by x plus y plus z ka whole square minus 1 by x plus y plus z का whole square, it is simply equal to negative 9 by x plus y plus z का whole square, right? समझ आया? आई होप आप लोग को आ गया समझ में, ठीक है। नाउ मूविंग ऑन टू द बी पार्ट, ठीक है। मैं बी पार्ट जानकर करा रहा हूँ लेट, बिकॉज इट इज बिट लेंदी एंड उसमें कुछ मैनिपुलेशंस लगेंगी, दैट्स व्हाई। So what is the question? It is ux plus uyy plus uzz. Okay, nice. Let's see. Notice that u is equal to log of x cube plus y cube plus z cube minus 3xyz is equal to log of x plus y plus z plus log of x square plus y square plus z square minus xy minus yz minus xz। ये बनेगा? अच्छा, sorry, bit tired because I'm not well also, so that's why, but not that much energetic, but leave it. Let's start, and you get this expression y plus z by x plus y plus z, right? Oh sorry, it will be 1 by this quantity plus this expression x square plus y square plus z square minus xy minus yz minus xz, ये बनेगा। अच्छा, plus what else we will get? We get 2x minus y minus z, right? We get this, Is it correct? Okay. Now what you can do is you can now what you will do is you will find let's find del 2u by del x square, and let's see if we get any pattern. You get negative 1 by x plus y plus z. So this will be a common expression. Plus what you get, you will differentiate this and you get 2 into x square plus y square. Let me call this stuff as k, 2k minus 2x minus y minus z into 2x minus and it will become it's a square. Don't you agree? Yeah, it will be its square by this k ka whole square, right? And so what you will get is that del 2u by del y square, what you get, the simple pattern is z whole square plus it will be again 2k minus 2y minus x minus z ka whole square by k square, right? And now let me change this expression. I need some more space. Yeah, now it will work. And simply you get del 2u by del z square, and now you will see a magic. 2k minus 2z minus x minus y whole square by k square. And notice that if you add all this expression, you will eventually see that this cancels this and this. The sum of these three becomes 0. And you will be only left with uxx plus uyy plus uzz is equal to negative 3 by x plus y plus z ka whole square. And please, it's a request, please do calculate it and you will get it as 0 only. You all can check it, right? That you can take it as a homework even, right? So just see that yeah, due to symmetricity it will become 0. You all can calculate it, right? And if there is a mistake in my calculation, please let me know and I will correct it. But you all just focus on the concept, right? Okay. Now let's see some question on Euler's theorem that will work. Let's see the 5th, 10th part. It will be nice to do. Let's do it. Let's do 5th, 10th part. Okay, let's do it. So it states that let me set my mobile. Yeah, that's fine. So what it states that u is equal to x phi of y by x. Sorry, I forgot the question. U is equal to x phi y by x. Okay, x phi y by x. U is equal to x phi y by x plus y psi y by x, right? So what do you get? Where's the question? This is then prove that x squared del 2u by del x2 plus 2xy del 2u by del x del y and y squared del okay. That is the basic result that we always expect to get. Right, let me change the color of the pen and wait, let's start. So you get that so you want to prove this expression plus 2xy del 2u by del x del y plus y square del 2u by del y square, you need to prove it to 0, right? So let's see how we will solve this question. Let's write it as x phi of y by x plus y psi, this is called psi y by x, and you can write it like that capital U plus V, capital V, right? This you can write. And notice that notice nothing. Let's just solve for U, capital U, sorry. Capital U is equal to x into phi of y by x, right? And this is a general form of a Euler's theorem. right? So you get x del capital U by del x plus y del capital U by del y is equal to x into capital U, right? Is it correct? Yeah. And now you will apply simply this concept that you will derive with respect to, sorry, it will be n into 1, na? So n into u, it will be u. What is n? N is the power, this one. This is equal to n. So you differentiate it with respect to x and with respect to y. Let's with respect to y, with respect to x, let's do first. You get del u by del x plus what is the next expression? You will get x del to u by del x square plus y del to u by del y del x, अरे क्या लिखा, y del to x, अरे del x del y is equal to del u by del x. This and this cancel and multiply by x both sides. And what you get? Let's see. Get x square del to u by del x square plus xy del to u by del x del y is equal to 0. And this is the first expression. Now with respect to y, what you get? ये था with respect to differentiate with respect to x. Now differentiate with respect to y. Maybe my writing is not nice right now because it's just cope up with me, okay? So x del u capital U by del x plus y del u by del y is equal to capital U, right? बनेगा. Now with respect to y you get x del to u by del y del x plus y del to u by del y square plus del u by del y is equal to del u by del y, and this cancels, and when you multiply by y you get xy del to u by del y del x plus y square del to u by del y square equal to 0. And now you can just both add first and second equation. You get what? You get x square del to u by del x square plus 2xy del to u by del x del y. Here del to u by del x y del x into del y is equal to del to u by del y square del y into del x. What I mean is del to u by del x del y, you can calculate and check it also, but it's not necessary for exam, right? Here we will assume that this is equal, right? It can be proved easily, but you don't need to, right? Plus y square, due to symmetricity you can say that both are equal, plus y square del to capital U by del y square is equal to 0, right? This is the expression, but we need to not prove this. Now check the, I need more space. Oh, let me change. Yeah, now it will be fine. I need at least 2 slides. Yeah, now it's fine. Now we know that v of x, not v, the v was equal to capital V was equal to what? Y psi of y by x. Y psi of y by x, right? So you will apply the same constant. You get x del y by, sorry, del v by del x plus y del v by del y is equal to v, and you will end up getting the similar result, x square del to v by del x square plus 2xy del to v by del x plus del y dot plus y square del to v by del y square equal to 0. You will get the same result as before, and when you will add those two you will get x square del to u by del x square plus del to v by del x square. आई होप आप लोग समझ आ रहा है. मैंने उस वाले जो वहां से रिजल्ट आया था यहाँ से रिजल्ट आया, दोनों को मैंने ऐड कर दिया, ठीक है. प्लस 2xy ऑफ del to u by del x del y plus del to v by del x del y plus y square del to v by del x square plus del to u by del x square del y square is equal to 0. आई होप आप लोग समझ आ रहा होगा, ठीक है, ये कॉन्सेप्ट लगाए. And since small u was equal to capital U plus v, which means del u by del x, del to u by del x is equal to del to u by del x square plus del to u del 2v by del x square, and similarly for the y and for the del x and del y also, right? So you get simply x square del 2 small u by del x square plus 2xy del 2 small u. You can say that the sum of these two is simply equal to that expression, small u, right? Del x del y plus y square del 2 u by del y square equal to 0, and hence proved. Hence proved, right? Please don't mind my writing. It's just becoming bad with time because it is in a one go, so that's why. So I hope rest you will do on your own all this thing. Let me change the ink. All this you will do on your own, right? For practice, I'm just telling the concepts which are important. And now let's see the next question. Move on to the next slide. And this is also similar type. This is also similar type is there. And now let's see if I get something new. Let's move to the Jacobian. What is the Jacobian? Let's see. Jacobian. It is simply, for example, del x del u1 u2 u3 and del x1 x2 x3. Then you say that it is equal to del u1 by del x1 del u1 by del x2. It's simply a determinant, nothing more. Del x1 by del x3 by del u2 by del x1 del u2 by del x2 del u2 by del x3. You get this? It is becoming a music rhythm, some sort of. I don't mind it. And del u3 by del, it is 1. Del x1 del u3 by del x2 del u3 by del x3, right? And this is the Jacobian, and for more variable system you can change it to 4 cross 4 or somewhat like that, right? So this is the Jacobian, and what is the question? It is states that we are given x is equal to r cos theta, and we are given x is equal to r cos theta and y is equal to r sin theta, and then we have to write it with respect to this quantity. Okay, it is a simple question just for understanding. Let's do it, and then we will see some amazing question. The cosh function, that is the hyperbolic function, I don't think it is in your syllabus, because I don't think so it has been taught. But if you want, I can tell if you, but I don't think so it is important, right? And let me see what question we will do next. And Taylor series, there is an ambiguity that is it in even course or not, because some are saying that in their section it was taught, and some are saying that it was not taught. So there is an ambiguity. So I am leaving it for now, and even if it comes, it will come in a choice. So don't worry about it. I don't think so it will come in a mandatory section, because there is no mandatory section in our paper. So don't worry about it. And if I get to know that it is there in course, I will make a video immediately. It will just take 5 to 10 minutes, right? So don't worry about it. And now let's just see this question. X is equal to r cos theta, x is equal to r cos theta, and y is equal to r sin theta, right? ये आप लोग को मिला? अच्छा. So what we get is we are getting कहाँ गया? Y is equal to r sin theta. Y is equal to r sin theta, and we have to find del xy comma del r theta. Del xy comma del r theta. We have to find this, right? So now how we will find it? Let's see. Okay, so just see. Let's how we find is it will be equal del x by del r and del x by del theta, del y by del r and del y by del theta, right? Is it correct? Yeah. So del y del r of r cos theta and del y del r del theta of r cos theta, del, and we get del y del r of r sin theta and del by del theta. अरे भाई x and y की वैल्यू पुट कर रहा हूँ और कुछ नहीं कर रहा हूँ, ठीक है? ज्यादा घबराने नहीं, ठीक है? r sin theta, and you get I guess it's 1 hour video already. You get cos theta, and you get or a negative r sin theta, negative r sine theta, and you get over here sine theta, and you get over here r cos theta, right? And you can simply open it up and you get r cos square theta plus r square plus r sine square theta, right? And you get r, right? That is the answer. If there is any calculation error, please let me know, else it is fine. Okay. And now we have done this also. We have discussed the Jacobian also. We have discussed the Euler's theorem also. We have discussed the different types of problems also. And now let's discuss a problem which might be helpful for us. Yeah, this type of question can also come. Show that since and then you will try this one, right? You will try this one. Let me make it. You will try this one because it involves both Jacobian along with the relation to be proven. So I've done this one and I've done this one, and it is show that the function this and this have they are not independent. We have to show this. So let's see how we'll do that. And then all the questions are interlinked after that. So you get x. What is the expression? U is equal to x plus y plus z. Okay. U equal to x plus y plus z, and v is equal to xy plus yz plus xz, and w is equal to x cube plus y cube plus z cube minus xy minus 3xyz, right? And हम लोग को relation क्या prove करना है? We have to prove that u cube is equal to, what is the u cube, and it is equal to 3uv. Okay. And we have to prove that u cube is equal to 3uv plus w. 3uv plus w. We need to prove this expression. ये हम लोग prove करना है. तो how do we prove it? Well, let's see. Well, if you see over here, what you can do is you know that w is equal to this quantity. It can factorize like this. Let me change the color of the pen. If it won't work, let me tell you the approaches that you can apply while solving this problem. It can be wrong also, it can be correct also, but we need to check so that you don't waste your time in examination. So just let's see if this approach works or not. I hope you know this identity. I discussed it just some time back. And so what is w? And w, it is equal to, what is this? It was equal to u, and this is equal to x plus y plus z whole square minus, and it is with a 3, right? Okay. So it is equal to minus 3 into xy plus yz plus xz, right? Oh, it will work. So w is equal to, and see, x plus y plus z was u, so that is why I have written over here u into u square minus 3, and what is this is equal to v, right? So you get w is equal to u cube minus 3 uv. So you get what? You get u cube, where is it? U cube is equal to w plus 3 uv. That's the answer. Hence proved. It was simple though. And now let's see some new problem if I find any. Well, let's see. No, nothing new. This also you will be able to do it now. Show that this we have done. Your ninth one, it is a three variable system Jacobian, and see, I have written the formula. You need to just substitute the value, and this one you will simply use the whole square term over here, and you will be able to form the expression, and then find the value of this. Okay. And Taylor series, if I will come to know that it is in the syllabus, then I will make a video immediately today. Else don't worry about it. Even if it comes, it will be in the choice part only. So I hope आप लोग को समझ आएगा lecture. And please do subscribe to my channel. Please like, share and subscribe. And आई होप आप लोग समझ आए हो। एंड अगर कोई भी डाउट हो मुझे कमेंट सेक्शन में बता दीजिएगा। एंड मैंने ट्राई किया, मैंने सब कॉन्सेप्ट्स के क्वेश्चन करवा दिए मैक्स टू मैक्स। एंड अगर अभी भी कोई कॉन्सेप्ट बच रहा होगा तो मैं उसके लिए वीडियो बना दूंगा, बट मुझे लगता है अब सब कॉन्सेप्ट हो गए हम लोग के, ठीक है। एंड हाँ, आप लोग एक चीज़ इंपॉर्टेंट याद रखिएगा कि उसमें जो एक होता है प्रूफ, होता है प्रूफ किसका, ऑयलर्स थ्योरम का, वो कर लीजिएगा। ऑयलर्स थ्योरम का प्रूफ कर लीजिएगा। इंपॉर्टेंट मल्टी वेरिएबल के लिए भी, मतलब एफ एक्स एंड वाई के लिए भी, एंड एक्स वाई जेड वगैरह के लिए भी, ठीक है। तीनों के लिए आप दोनों के लिए आप कर लीजिएगा। एंड इट विल बी रियली हेल्पफुल। एंड आई होप आप लोग पूरा समझ आएगा लेक्चर। एंड प्लीज डू लाइक, शेयर एंड सब्सक्राइब। प्लीज सपोर्ट माई चैनल। एंड नाउ बाय बाय, टेक केयर, ऑल द बेस्ट फॉर योर मिड टर्म्स एंड ऑल द बेस्ट, बाय बाय। हेलो एवरीवन, दिस इज आदित्य एंड आज हम इंजीनियरिंग मैथमेटिक्स 1 का लेक्चर 6 डिस्कस करेंगे। एंड इसमें हम क्वेश्चन सॉल्विंग एंड पीवाईक्यूज देखने वाले हैं। एंड ये पार्ट 1 है। एंड आई एम रियली सॉरी, मैं 3-4 दिन से वीडियो नहीं बना पा रहा हूँ बिकॉज आई वॉज नॉट वेल, बट नाउ आई एम फाइन। एंड प्लीज डू सब्सक्राइब टू माई चैनल एंड प्लीज सपोर्ट इट। एंड थैंक्स लॉट फॉर सपोर्टिंग इट टिल नाउ ऑल्सो एंड फॉर कोऑपरेटिंग विद मी. So let's get started with the first question. And what does it state? It states that use Rolle's theorem to prove this expression has only one real root. So let's see. Let's assume that fx is equal to 5x cube minus 2x square plus x minus 6 and assume कर लिया कि इसके दो real roots हैं alpha and beta, right? अच्छा. So since it is a polynomial, since fx is a polynomial, don't you agree to it? Yeah, polynomial ये. So it is continuous, right? It is continuous. It is continuous in the closed interval alpha to beta. Yeah. And it is differentiable also in the open interval alpha to beta. Okay. And one more thing, that f at alpha is equal to f at beta is equal to 0. So ये तीन कंडीशन जो फंक्शन सेटिस्फाई करता है हम लोग कहते हैं कि वो रोल्स थ्योरम को भी सेटिस्फाई करेगा. Which means there should exist a C for which f dash C is equal to 0. अच्छा. Then let's see, fx is equal to 5x cube minus 2x square plus x minus 6. So let's just differentiate this expression and we get 15x square minus 4x plus 1. Which means f dash at C is equal to 15c square minus 4c plus 1. But notice that when you set it equal to 0, you won't get any real value of C, because when you calculate the discriminant, it will be minus 4 ka square minus 4 into 15 into 1, which is always less than 0, right? तो डिस्क्रिमिनेंट लेस देन 0, इसका मतलब जो रूट्स भी होंगे वो नॉन रियल होंगे, राइट? तो इसका मतलब देयर एग्जिस्ट नो सच सी, विच मीन्स जो हम लोग का अजम्पशन था दैट देयर आर 2 और मोर रियल रूट्स ऑफ अल्फा बीटा, जहां हम लोग ने अज्यूम किया था, वो स्टेटमेंट गलत है, वो अजम्पशन ही गलत है, कॉन्ट्रडिक्शन वो मिल रहा है. तो इसका मतलब या तो इसके पास एक भी रियल रूट नहीं है या तो एक रियल रूट है. बट अभी हम लोग चेक कैसे करेंगे, लेट्स सी. एक्सप्रेशन था एफ एक्स इज इक्वल टू 5x क्यूब माइनस 2x स्क्वायर प्लस x माइनस 6. Let's check for f at 0, you get minus 6. And now if you substitute f at 2, you get 5 into 8 minus 2 into 4 minus plus 2 minus 6. And you check it is always greater than 0. Which means f at 0 is less than 0 and f at 2 is greater than 0. Which means एक ऐसा पॉइंट होगा कहीं ना कहीं जहाँ पे नेगेटिव से पॉजिटिव जा रहा है. तो कुछ ऐसा ग्राफ मान लीजिए ऐसा बना है, तो एक ना एक जगह तो वो कट करेगा ग्राफ को. Hence there is one real root. हम लोग को वैल्यू जरूरत नहीं, लेकिन हम लोग पता है कि एक रियल रूट एग्जिस्ट कर रहा है, राइट? Hence proved, right? Okay, moving on to the next question. The question to verify rules for fx is equal to cos of x in the interval in the closed interval negative pi by 2 to pi by 2. Okay. So you know that fx is cos x. And you know that cos x is a continuous function and it is differentiable always in the interval, in whatever interval you are checking it. And it satisfies that cos at negative pi by 2 is equal to cos at pi by 2. It is pi by 2 is equal to 0, right? It means it is satisfying all the conditions required for the Rolle's theorem, right? So what you can do is you can simply use fx is equal to cos x and simply differentiate it. And now what you can do is you can use a c over here. You get negative sine c and set it equal to 0, right? Which means c is equal to 0. And does c lies between negative pi by 2 to pi by 2? Yeah, it lies. Hence we have got a value of c. So we have verified the Rolle's theorem. अगर आपको इसे प्रॉपर स्टेटमेंट साथ लिखना है then we will write it like that. Let's see how do we write. Since fx is equal to cos x, which implies fx is continuous in the closed interval alpha to beta, I mean negative pi by 2 to negative pi by 2 to pi by 2, and fx is differentiable in the open interval negative pi by 2 to pi by 2, right? होगा? हाँ होगा ना. And we have also observed that f at negative pi by 2 is equal to pi by 2 is equal to 0, which means Rolle's theorem is satisfied. So hence we will assume a c in the interval, in the open interval negative pi by 2 to pi by 2, and वहां से हम चेक करेंगे पूरा. ठीक है? Okay. What is this? Use MVT. Okay, the question was this. I think there is some issue. Use MVT means mean value theorem to show this expression lies between. Okay, so let's see how do we solve it. Well, okay, so let's see. We assume our function to be, I mean fx to be equal to cube root of x, right? Is it correct? Yeah. Okay. And now by Lagrange mean value theorem, you know that f of x is equal to f at a plus h into f dash of a plus theta h, right? You know it, right? If you don't know, you can watch my other videos, the previous lectures, to understand it better, right? I can't discuss it over here else the video will become very long, right? And there are still many questions left to be done, right? So just see what I'm doing and assume that we are evaluating at since it is 3 plus some expression, we can use over here 27, right? And what is h? H is basically equal to b minus a, right? And what is b? B is simply equal to x minus 27, right? Into what is f dash of a? It is equal to you can solve it. F dash of x is equal to 1 by 3 x to the power 2 by 3, right? Is it correct? Yeah. So you get 1 upon 3 into x to the power 2 by 3, right? But what was x? X was equal to a plus theta h. So you can substitute it over here. What was a? A was 27 plus theta into 27, I mean x minus 27, right? टू द पावर 2 by 3. ऐसा क्यों कर रहा हूँ आप लोगों को धीरे धीरे समझ आएगा. यहाँ पर क्या किया था हमने? एफ डैश एक्स निकाला था एंड एक्स मैंने ए प्लस थीटा एच यहाँ पे बस सब्स्टिट्यूट किया है. एंड ए की वैल्यू मैंने 27 ली थी एंड एच क्या है? बी माइनस ए होता है एंड बी क्या है यहाँ पे? एक्स है, राइट? तो इसलिए ऐसा किया. ठीक है. एंड सिंस हम लोगों को 28 पे इवेल्युएट करना है तो यहाँ पे मैं एफ एट 28 अज्यूम करूंगा एंड इट इज इक्वल टू 3 प्लस 28 माइनस 27 अपॉन 3 इंटू 27 plus theta into 28 minus 27 whole raised to the power 2 by 3. तो अब यहाँ से मैं इसे सॉल्व करूंगा. क्यूब रूट ऑफ 28 इज इक्वल टू 3 प्लस 1 अपॉन 3 इंटू 27 प्लस थीटा की पावर 2 अपॉन 3, राइट? ये एक्सप्रेशन बनेगा. आप लोग एग्री कर पा रहे हैं ना? एक बार आप लोग इसे खुद चेक करिएगा, आप लोग को ज्यादा अच्छे समझ आएगा. ठीक है. ओके. So now just observe that theta lies between 0 to 1, right? Which means if I substitute theta as 0, I will get the minimum denominator. Which means I will get the maximum expression for cube root of 28, right? अरे भाई डिनोमिनेटर जितना छोटा होगा उतना बड़ा एक्सप्रेशन बनेगा ना. अरे 1/2 इज ग्रेटर देन 1/3 होता है. डिनोमिनेटर इसका छोटा है, इसका बड़ा है, इसलिए ये क्वांटिटी बड़ी हो गई एंड ये क्वांटिटी छोटी हो गई, ठीक है। बहुत सिंपल सा लॉजिक है, ठीक है। तो अगर थीटा को मैं फोर्सफुली 0 सब्स्टिट्यूट कर रहा हूं, सो आई गेट 3 + 1/3 इंटू 27 की पावर 2/3 एंड व्हाट इज दिस, इट इज 3 + 1/27, राइट। सही है, हाँ सही है, ठीक है। सो इट मीन्स यहां से हमने एक चीज तो प्रूव कर दिया कि जो क्यूब रूट ऑफ 28 है, इट इज ऑलवेज लेस देन 3 + 1/27, ठीक है। हम लोग ने आधा काम कर लिया, अब हम लोग को आधा काम और करना है। नाउ लेट्स सब्स्टिट्यूट थीटा एज 1। हम लोग मैक्सिमम डिनोमिनेटर कर रहे हैं जिससे हम लोग को मिनिमम वैल्यू मिल जाए, ठीक है। You end up getting 3 + 1/3 into 27 + 1 की पावर 2/3 and it is equal to 3 + 1/3 into 28 की पावर 2/3. Either now you can use the calculator or you can simply use the question to see whether it is correct or not. Let's assume 3 + 1/3 into 28 to the power 2/3 is greater than, assume कर लिया, less than, is less than 3 + 1/28, right? Assume कर लिया बस for now. You can cancel this 3 and you will get 1/3 into 28 to the power 2/3 is less than 1/28, which means that you can bring those expressions and you get this 3 into 28 to the power 2/3 and you get 28 to the power 1/3 is less than 3, which is the wrong statement, right? ये अरे क्या ये होता है, 3 का मतलब क्या होता है, 27 का क्यूब रूट होता है ना। तो क्या 28 लेस देन 27 है? बिल्कुल गलत स्टेटमेंट है। हेंस ये जो एक्सप्रेशन है ये रिवर्स होकर के ये बन जाएगा, ठीक है। ओके, नाउ लेट मी इरेज ऑल दिस स्टफ एंड व्हाट आई गेट इज ओवर हियर दैट इसका मतलब ये वाला एक्सप्रेशन इससे भी छोटा है एंड वी नो दैट 3 + 1/3 into 28 to the power 2/3 is already less than cube root of 28 बिकॉज हमने मैक्स डिनोमिनेटर रखा था तो हम लोग को मिनिमम एक्सप्रेशन मिलेगा, मिनिमम वैल्यू मिलेगी। एंड इन केस वी ऑल्सो नो दैट दिस एक्सप्रेशन इज स्टिल ग्रेटर देन दिस एक्सप्रेशन, which means ultimately we have 3/1 + 28 is less than cube root of 28 and it is less than 1/27, right? Hence proved, right? A simple application, right? Now let's see this this expression, this question use Taylor's theorem to prove that for all x greater than 0 this expression holds true. अच्छा ठीक है, देखते हैं। Well, you can assume fx to be the middle function e to the power x, right? ये वाला function है, this one. Let me change the color so that it is more clearly visible. This expression, right? So let me change the color again and we get this. Now from the Taylor's expression we know that fx is equal to f at a plus h by 1 factorial into f dash of a plus h square by 2 factorial, and notice that we are going to fourth expression, so we will have to use till third power, I guess, f double dash of a plus h cube upon 3 factorial into f triple dash of a plus theta h. Is it correct? Yeah. Just substitute the value. You substitute a as 0 and notice that if you differentiate any time, I mean till nth term also, the e to the power x expression, you will still end up getting e to the power x, right? So it don't matter. So you get f at x is equal to f at 0 plus what is h? H is simply x minus 0 since we are going from 0 to x, right? Okay. So we are just substituting x minus 0 and it will be 0 only, it will be x only upon 1 into f dash of 0 plus x by 2 factorial into f dash of 0 plus x cube, here it will be x square by 6 into f triple dash of what is a is 0 and it is theta x, right? Don't you agree? Yeah, you should. So we get that f at x is equal to what is e to the power 0. E to the power 0 is 1. And what is e to the power 0 again? It is again 1. So x plus x square by 2. अरे भाई यहाँ पर देखिए f at x is equal to e to the power x है, तो f dash at x is equal to e to the power x होगा. एंड f nth डेरिवेटिव ऑफ x क्या होगा? e to the power x होगा. सो आप लोग कितने भी डिफरेंशिएट कर दीजिए, अगर वहां पे आप 0 पुट करेंगे तो e to the power 0 1 ही मिलेगा आपको. ठीक है, आई होप आप लोग समझ आ रहा होगा. थोड़ा सा मैं फास्ट हूँ बिकॉज यहाँ बहुत सारे क्वेश्चन मुझे कवर करने हैं, दैट्स वाई. थोड़ा सा आप लोग खुद से एफर्ट करेंगे तो आप लोग आ जाएगा, राइट. प्लस एक्स क्यूब बाय 6 इंटू ई टू द पावर थीटा एक्स. ठीक है, करेक्ट है. अच्छा, अब थीटा क्या होता है? 0 से 1 होता है. अगर अब मैं थीटा को 0 सब्स्टिट्यूट करता हूं तो मुझे यहाँ पे इस एक्सप्रेशन की मिनिमम वैल्यू मिल जाएगी. ठीक है, so if you substitute theta as 0, you get e to the power x, e to the power theta x, it will go to 1, right? So you get 1 plus x square plus x cube by 6 into 1, and it will be less than e to the power x, right? Is it correct? Yeah. And now when you substitute theta as 1, you get 1 plus x square by 2 factorial plus x cube by 3 factorial into e to the power 1 into x, which is simply e to the power x, right? And it is the maximum value, as you can see from this expression, right? So you end up getting 1 plus x square, which means this expression is greater than e to the power x, right? Don't you agree to it? Yeah, it will be correct. Plus 2 plus x cube by 6 is less than e to the power x, and this indeed is less than 1 plus x plus x square by 2 plus x cube by 6 plus into e to the power x, right? Hence proved. शायद आप लोग समझ ना आया हो, अगर नहीं समझ आया मैं दोबारा एक्सप्लेन कर दे रहा हूँ. यहाँ मैंने क्या किया, मैंने यहाँ पे थीटा की मिनिमम वैल्यू ली है जिससे कि मुझे यहाँ पे मिनिमम एक्सप्रेशन मिले. सिंस यहाँ मैं न्यूमरेटर से डील कर रहा हूँ, इसलिए मैं वहाँ पे जब 0 पुट करूंगा तो मुझे मिनिमम एक्सप्रेशन मिलेगा. एंड यहाँ पर मैंने जब 1 सब्स्टिट्यूट किया तो मुझे यहाँ पे मैक्सिमम एक्सप्रेशन मिल जाएगा, राइट. सो इसलिए हम लोग एक्सप्रेशन मिल रहा है. आप लोग खुद से एनालाइज करिएगा, आप लोग समझ आ जाएगा. ठीक है, बहुत सारा क्वेश्चन करने इस वजह से मैं थोड़ा सा फास्ट चल रहा हूँ. एंड ये क्वेश्चन आप लोग थोड़ा सा होमवर्क में कर सकते हैं, राइट. आप लोग you can simply do this question, this also, and this one also. It will be just easier for you. And if you want, I can do this one, right? Let's do this one, and rest you will do on your own. ठीक है, so assume fx as sin x, right? आपने sin x assume किया. Let me change the color. तो अब यहाँ पे हम लोग को 2 एक्सप्रेशन दिया गया, तो मतलब हम लोग को टेलर के 2 सीरीज तक जाना है. ठीक है, तो f एट x इज इक्वल टू f एट 0, क्योंकि हम लोग यहाँ पे क्या कर रहे हैं, 0 से बड़ी वैल्यूज के लिए चेक कर रहे हैं. ठीक है, प्लस h इंटू वॉट. अच्छा, यहाँ पे एक्सप्रेशन क्या है? x माइनस एक्स क्यूब बाय 3. ठीक है, ओके. f एट 0 प्लस h इंटू एफ डैश ऑफ 0, राइट. सही बन रहा है. तो इसके बाद हम लोग यहाँ पे क्या करेंगे, यहाँ पे h स्क्वायर बाय 2 फैक्टोरियल इंटू एफ डबल डैश ऑफ a प्लस थीटा h करके देखते हैं. लेट्स सी इफ इट गोज और नॉट, राइट. अभी हम लोग बस यहाँ पे एनालिसिस कर रहे हैं, तो अगर हम यहाँ पे 0 सब्स्टिट्यूट करेंगे तो 0 बनेगा. एंड व्हाट इज h इज x माइनस 0, जैसे हमने पिछले क्वेश्चन में किया था, वो x है. एंड व्हाट इज द डेरिवेटिव ऑफ sin x? इट इज सिंपली इक्वल टू cos x, and you substitute 0, you get 1 plus x square by 2 factorial into the double derivative, it is minus sine of so from this we get to know that there will be 3 expression. How? Because अगर यहाँ पे आप लोग a plus theta h substitute करते हैं, then it won't make any sense, because यहाँ पे हम लोग के एक्सप्रेशन एक्स स्क्वायर वाला टर्म आ रहा है एंड क्वेश्चन में कहीं पर भी एक्स स्क्वायर मेंशन नहीं है, राइट. तो यहाँ से हम लोग को आइडिया लग रहा है कि इस वाले टर्म को हमें 0 कहीं ना कहीं से बनाना है. सो लेट मी चेंज दिस एक्सप्रेशन अ बिट एंड लेट्स सी. f डबल डैश x प्लस h क्यूब बाय 3 फैक्टोरियल इंटू f ट्रिपल डैश ऑफ a प्लस थीटा h हम लोग करेंगे. a इज 0, h इज x, राइट. सो अब यहाँ से हम लोग वैल्यू सब्स्टिट्यूट करते हैं, यू गेट 0. अरे साइन ऑफ 0 0 होता है ना, plus x by 1 factorial into what is the differentiation of what is the derivative of sin x? It is cos x, and you substitute 0, you get 1, right? Plus h square is x square by 2 factorial into what is the derivative of cos x? The derivative of cos x is negative sin x, and you substitute 0, you get 0 as an answer. Plus x cube by 3 factorial. What is the derivative of negative of sin x? It is negative cos a plus theta. You just substitute the value, right? And you get x minus x cube by 6 into cos of what is a is 0, and you get theta x. And notice that this expression is x minus x cube by 6 into cos of theta x. And if you see it, this expression when cos of theta x is maximum is 1, which means we get x minus x cube by 3 factorial is greater than sin of x, right? ऐसा क्यों हुआ? बिकॉज मैंने यहाँ पे cos थीटा x की मैक्स वैल्यू सब्स्टिट्यूट कर दी. मिनिमम सब्स्टिट्यूट करूंगा तो हम लोग को वहां से कुछ और मिलेगा, राइट? ओके, तो लेट्स मूव ऑन टू द नेक्स्ट पार्ट, नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन. एंड रेस्ट आप लोग खुद से सॉल्व करिएगा एंड मुझे कमेंट सेक्शन में बता दीजिएगा, राइट? एंड राइट, सो लेट्स सी. ओह सॉरी, इट विल बी लेस देन, राइट? सिंस यहाँ पे हमने cos थीटा को मैक्सिमम किया है, इसका मतलब हमने नेगेटिव वाले टर्म को मैक्सिमम किया है, तो हम लोग x पे कुछ नेगेटिव एक्सप्रेशन ऐड करेंगे तो ऑब्वियसली वो और छोटा बनेगा. हेंस sin x इज ग्रेटर देन x माइनस x क्यूब बाय 3 फैक्टोरियल, राइट? आई होप आप लोग समझ आएगा, ठीक है? अरे देखिए, जैसे कि 2 + 1 कर रहे थे तो ये ग्रेटर देन किसके है? 2 के. बट यहीं पर अगर मैं 2 - 1 कर दूं, इट विल लेस देन 2, राइट? वही चीज़ है. मैंने यहाँ पर एक वैल्यू cos थीटा x को 1 सब्स्टिट्यूट जब किया, मैक्स में सब्स्टिट्यूट किया, सिंस इट वाज विद अ नेगेटिव एक्सप्रेशन, वो हमेशा नेगेटिव मतलब और इसकी वैल्यू कम होती जा रही है, राइट? ओके, x माइनस x क्यूब बाय 6 फैक्टोरियल 3 फैक्टोरियल की वैल्यू कम होती जा रही है, राइट? हेंस sin x यहाँ पे उससे बड़ा होगा, ठीक है? आई होप आप लोग समझ आया होगा. रेस्ट आप लोग खुद सॉल्व करिएगा. एंड मूविंग ऑन टू द नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन. यूजिंग MVT शो दैट दिस एक्सप्रेशन इज दिस, ठीक है? आप लोग कर लेंगे, ये होमवर्क है, ठीक है? अब ये बाकी आप लोग कर सकते हैं. एंड दिस एक्सप्रेशन एंड दिस क्वेश्चन, दिस इज अ नाइस क्वेश्चन, ये भी होमवर्क है, आप लोग सॉल्व करिएगा. एंड लेट मी जस्ट शो द क्वेश्चंस प्रॉपरली. ये आप लोग का पहला क्वेश्चन है, ठीक है? कुछ भी नहीं करना है यहाँ पे, हम आप लोग को लैग्रांज मीन वैल्यू थ्योरम लगाना है, ठीक है? और कुछ नहीं. fx को sin x अज्यूम करके आप लैग्रांज मीन वैल्यू थ्योरम लगा देंगे, आप लोग क्वेश्चन हो जाएगा, ठीक है? एंड नहीं होता है देन मुझे आप लोग बताइएगा, मैं कमेंट से मैं आप लोग को किसी वीडियो में एक्सप्लेन कर दूंगा, राइट? सो नाउ लेट्स सी द नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन. ये भी होमवर्क है, ये थोड़ा सा मैनिपुलेटिव क्वेश्चन है, यहाँ पे आप लोगों को थोड़ा सा लिमिट्स ब्रेक करनी पड़ेगी, आप लोग कर लेंगे, ओके? नहीं होता देन मुझे बताइएगा, मैं इसका सोल्यूशन दे दूंगा, ठीक है? एंड लेट्स सी द नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन. इज देयर एनी? नो, देयर इज नो क्वेश्चन. So thanks a lot for watching, and please do subscribe to my channel, and thanks a lot. Please do support me, and bye bye, take care.